show on Kids Place Live, and I am super excited to welcome our guest here today, who comes from, oh man, where do you come from anyway, Billy Kelly?
Lewisburg, Pennsylvania.
Lewisburg, Pennsylvania. He is a musician, a songwriter, a singer, an illustrator, a graphic designer, a comedian, a prankster, and a dad. Good morning, Billy Kelly.
Hello,
How are
Mindy.
you?
I'm fantastic. How could I not be after that delightful introduction? I didn't know I was a comedian. This is amazing.
Well, do you think all comedians know they're comedians? Is it a hard thing to admit?
Yes,
when you
it
are
actually
is it a hard thing to say,
yes.
like, that's what I am?
Yes,
Why
I just
is
feel
that?
so. I don't know. I feel sheepish. I feel there are people much funnier that deserve the title, and then I think I probably shouldn't call myself that. But they finally laughed at one of my jokes, so I feel I'm entitled to the title now.
Oh, you always bring the laughs. Maybe that's something that you don't have to call yourself. We'll just call you.
You can call me.
We're
yes.
good at name calling here,
Okay.
and we will call you a comedian.
Don't call me
And you
Silly
will
Billy.
say, thank you, Silly Billy. How come that's not your comedian name?
I don't know. That was it was in the running.
All right, you got rid of that one.
Yes.
Before we start talking about your new Audible original, This Is a Family Show, which I can't wait to talk to you about, we were talking earlier about surprises that have gone wrong, where you've surprised somebody and then the person on the other end wasn't happy about it, or vice versa. And I remember something very funny you did a few years ago to your postal carrier.
Yes.
Can you tell us that story? This is a good one, Tori.
So I live in a very small town called Lewisburg, Pennsylvania, a very low town, and we have the same letter carrier. We've had him for about 10 years, and we have a mail slot in our front door. And when we want Mike, our mailman, to pick up the mail, we stick it in the slot so it sticks out, and when he comes by, he can grab it. We don't have to go to the post office. So for April Fool's Day, I made a 15-foot long envelope, and I stuck the end of the envelope out the door with a stamp on it. And then I hid in my car, and I filmed him pulling it out the door. So he goes up, and he grabs the thing like, okay, I got a letter going out. And he pulls it, and it comes out, now it's like a foot long. And he's like, huh. And he looks up and down the street, and then he pulls on it again. Then he's got both hands on the thing, and he's like, it's like unrolling a toilet paper roll out the front door of the house. And it was hilarious. And I filmed it. We took some pictures with him. He's a great sport. He's a great guy. And it got picked up by some news outlets because I posted on Facebook, and it went viral. It went around the world. I have family in Ireland was calling me. I'm watching TV. You're on TV, tricking your mailman. So that was amazing, yeah.
Okay, 2 questions.
Yeah,
Number
only
one,
2, really, okay.
What was in, 3 maybe. Number 1, what were you thinking? Number 2, what was in the envelope?
Nothing. It was a fake envelope, but it was April Fool's Day, and I addressed it to, the address was like A period, P period, and then the last name was Real Fools. So it said April Fools, and then it said like 123 Main Street, Anytown, USA, ha 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 ha. So that's actually in the picture when we're holding it up. And I thought of this like maybe half an hour before the mail came, and I ran to the art store up the street, and I bought this roll of paper, and we made this, my wife Jackie and I made this a big long envelope, and it was hilarious. It was so fun. And I don't do a lot of pranks. People always ask me, what are you doing for April Fool's this year? I'm like, nothing, I did it. What do you want? What else can I do?
I feel like every day is sort of an April Fool's Day for you, Billy Kelly.
Yes, every day is a good day to joke around with people and trick them in a nice, friendly way.
Exactly. And we all need a little more laughs in our lives right now. And that is why you have come out with your second comedy album.
Yes.
This one is an Audible original, and it's called This Is a Family Show. Tell us what you mean by that, because there are going to be grown-ups thinking, now, I know comedy and a family comedy for kids, and I am telling you guys, grown-ups, you're going to love this as much as your kids. And the first album that Billy Kelly did was a favorite in our house. My kids memorized it. You were so kind. You signed a poster that's still on my son's wall. So tell us
Well, first of all, I appreciate that so much. You have always been so supportive, and your kids loving it meant so much to me. Yeah, I do. I'm a comedian, and I decided very early in my career, if I can use that word, I think I can now that I'm out on Audible. I decided very early on that I wanted to do very clean, friendly stand-up comedy that adults and kids could enjoy together, and that would be funny for everybody in the audience. So no, it's not kids comedy, it's not adult comedy, it's just something you can listen to with your whole family, and everyone's in on the jokes. There's nothing, you know, you never have to explain a joke. I mean, you might have to explain it. Okay, that's a pun, and he's being silly with a word, you know. But there's nothing. It's approved for all ages.
And I gotta say, I think it is more difficult to be funny when you are being kind than when you are being mean or crass.
I agree.
I think it's way easier for grown-up comics to, you know, they could drop some bad words. It happens.
Make fun of someone.
Yeah, making fun of people is a big part of grown-up comedy.
Right.
But I think the best comedy is the kind of comedy that is actually, you could be funny and kind, but it's hard. It's not easy to do that.
You know what I decided to do was a lot of comedy that's off limits to kids is exactly what you just described. People talking about things they don't like or making fun of things. And I, especially with this album, have decided I'm going to talk about things that I love. I love watching nature documentaries, so I'm going to talk about that. I love my microwave. I just am fascinated by how ridiculous my microwave is. I love just little weird random thoughts that occur to me during the day that maybe don't make sense to anyone else. I love that kind of stuff. So I really focus on trying to talk about what I love, and I want it to be positive, but I want it to be funny, hopefully. That's the most important part.
Well, speaking of random things that you have noticed, I want to play a clip from your new Audible original, This Is a Family Show. This is called Random Things I've Noticed.